Yeah.
So transitioning now into your notary business, what were some of those early challenges you dealt with in the beginning?
I think I think the biggest challenge was you don't get off work. You don't get off. And for me at 5 o'clock, I'm off.
Yeah.
So I would get annoyed sometimes when I would get alerts for signings later. I'm thinking, who's doing an 8 o'clock signing? But a whole lot of people are, and they're getting money. And I'm like, I'm
Right.
off. But if I didn't get any signings that day, then I didn't make any money
Right.
during my hours of operation. Then I didn't make any money. So it was difficult, but I started to kind of shift how I move and be more flexible. So I started to take evening signings and or opportunities that was further away. I think everyone says the 9 to 5 mindset, like that's real. Like I literally had to detox from thinking like a worker
Yeah.
instead of seeing opportunities in unexpected places. So I wasn't in the beginning, I wasn't marketing myself like that. I'm thinking I am a mom right now in the grocery store. I'm not telling people I'm a notary. I'm off. It's the
Right.
weekend. And so now it's different. It's important to tell what you do to everybody that you know, make it part of it. Because I think I wasn't fully invested because I fell into being a notary. I wanted a job.
Yeah.
And then this kind of caught on. I realized, wow, I could like start my own business. This is cool. And there's tons of refinances out here. It's amazing. I can make all this money.
Yeah.
But I still was working. And that's why it was a challenge. And now it's like, you get what you put into it.
Right.
And I've created a lot of relationships and return customers simply because I take the time. If somebody's like, if I'm at the bank and I'm in line or at the post office or FedEx and somebody's talking about needing a notary, there was times I was standing in line and I'm like, oh, they need a notary. Oh, well, I'm tired. I'm off work. Now
Right.
I'm thinking, here's my card. What are you looking for? Or if you know anybody that needs a notary, I'm always thinking about my business differently than having that structured limitation around the job.
Of course. Man. Well, man, that's a fact, man. That's crazy that you talking about that. Because when I first came into the business, I wasn't doing that at all. I wasn't trying to, like, it's because you got to kind of grow into that in a sense. Like, you don't come
Yeah.
into it where it's like, oh, you marketing yourself constantly. That's something where it's like, you got to actually feel it. So when you're not feel it, when I say feel it, that means if you're not getting any business, then that's what it's like, okay, I actually got to get out
Right.
here and talk to people. If I am in the grocery store, I am going to start up a conversation. Like, hey, what do you do? Just, oh, did you check out the game? Do you know what's going on in the pub? Oh, by the way, what do you do for a living? Like, you will be forced into those positions where you do got to market yourself. And then, and two, when you do that, that grows you, like say, as an entrepreneur, that positions you where it's like, you know what, this is not so bad after all. This is something I can actually do. I am willing to take that time to go stop into a lawyer's office or stop into a title company or just start a random conversation with someone, because I know just by planting those seeds alone, just by planting those seeds, those are gonna bear to fruition at some point down the line when you least expect it, right? So
Yeah. And I think believing in your business makes a difference. I had one foot in, one foot out. Like if somebody called me for a job, then I'm out.
yeah,
So I wasn't fully invested, and I thought I was because I created my LLC. I put money in my business. I studied. I passed. I got a licensing for being a typic and all of that. So I thought that I am running a business, but I didn't have a clue about the mindset part. So I
yeah,
didn't know how to sell myself. I felt weird. That's why I don't think I
yeah,
was very successful with title companies, because I was doing like a cookie cutter. I was just doing what everybody else was doing because I was
yeah,
told that that's the recipe for success. But if I walked
yeah,
in and really being proud and investing in what and outlining what value that I add to a company
yeah,
or to a title company or to people that I bump into, I think that would have made the difference. Now I get it. Now
yeah,
when I want to talk about whatever I'm offering, services I'm offering, whatever, I feel confident about it because I have buy-in. I've convinced
yeah,
myself that I got some value. At first, I was just providing a service and keeping it moving. I didn't
yeah,
understand that piece, and now I get it because if I don't have the energy I have now, then there's nothing. So that's the whole refi bubble was very deceiving to all the notaries that signed up for
Ooh,
everybody. It was
started on
very
that.
deceiving because a lot of people just knew. Oh, it almost felt like a packaged business. Like you can just
Yeah,
become a business owner and here's a
yeah,
recipe
all that.
because it was so much volume. So you can literally
Yeah,
hit the ground running. And I was like, dang, I got the flexibility. I could turn down something. I could turn down an opportunity or take an opportunity. I can be home whenever I want. And all the things that they advertised when I first saw that YouTube video. And I was like, but I
Yeah.
didn't know anything else. I wasn't building and expanding. And so
Yeah.
that's when I came to a screeching halt when, you know, the one title company that was feeding me so well, it started to fade out and none of the signing services were calling me back. So then I realized, oh, you got to work your business. You
Yeah.
got to put energy into it and believe in it and start thinking of new opportunities and networking. And that's when the shift happened. That's when I realized,
Yeah.
okay, now I'm running a business.